Guys, we've tried to start this episode at least 20 different times, okay? I'm actually recording this intro after we recorded the entire episode, which includes at least 19 other times that we tried to start this episode. Maybe Eddin Dothraki is going to include it. I think he is. Maybe little snippets, okay? He's been breathing out a lot, and it's been really interesting to hear him breathe out without hearing the sound. But it's possible. Now we know Turkey's just fucking with us. Anyway, we'll say this. We got some dates coming up, man. The Andrew Schulz, go get them tickets. Miami, thank you so much for selling out the shows. Portland, we're going to be there this weekend. We added a show Thursday. Friday, Saturday shows are all sold out. We added a show Thursday. Might be some tickets left for that. Bunch of other cities we're coming. Make sure you check it out. You know, Charlotte, I think Virginia Beach and Richmond, one of those cities sold out. We got Reading, PA. Come to Reading, PA, formerly the poorest city in all of America. So we are coming there. Great thing to be known for. And if you're surrounding Reading, PA, come out to those shows. It'd be great.
Support their shitty economy.
Yes. Minneapolis, Minnesota. We added another show there as well. And then Tucson. Come on out to Tucson. That is the last time I'm going to be running this hour before I film the special, which is going to be in LA that next week, or later that week, rather. TheAndrewSchulz.com for tickets. We got plenty more cities. If you go there, you can get the full list. Always adding new ones. Akaash, tell them where you're going to be.
Yo, March 12th through 14th, I am coming to Montreal. I'm going to be at the Comedy Nest. Y'all better bring that ass through. March 27th, I am in the Den in Chicago. Come through Chicago. Y'all been asking me to come out for so long. I'm there. Buy the fucking tickets. Let's sell this out. March 7th, I got my first theater gig, Vancouver Playhouse. Some of y'all are messaging me. You already bought tickets. It's so fucking dope. Let's sell out this theater, guys, and then we get more theaters to come, and then we build this fucking thing out Andrew Schulz style. And June 12th through 14th, I'm at the Comedy Loft in D.C. Also, YouTube plug. I don't often do this, but it's so dope. I just crossed 50,000 subs. Started at 500 6 months ago, so that's 100x growth. To put it in business terms, let's keep fucking going, yo. Every Thursday I drop a clip. Akaash Singh Comedy. Check it out.
Yo, make sure you go check out. We got a dope coming in from Miami. This one was dope. Every Thursday we're dropping in episodes in a new city around the country. You know the show. If you don't know the show, go check it out. Always starts with stand-up, and then we're out in the city traveling, eating, doing the wildest thing the city has got to do. Mark's probably throwing up or we're torturing him. And then we usually close it out with some stand-up as well. And, of course, Unsafe Sets every Monday. We're a little late this week, but it's coming Mondays, youtube.com/TheAndrewSchulz. Now that we got our little church announcements out of the way, let's start the show. Eddin, I trust that you're going to start in a good place. Are we recording right now?
Yes. We're recording.
Okay, because Akaash goes at the beginning of this, we're about to record the episode, he goes, hey, can I just tell you a story, right? And I'm thinking it's something with your girl.
It's related to what we were just talking about. We were just making horrendous jokes.
Oh, and we start now. If you only knew what we were talking about before. What's up? Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Flagrant 2. It's your boy Schultz here. We got Akaash saying AlexxMedia, Eddin in the fucking background, Eddin Dothraki in the background. You know what I'm saying? Bo's a little lighter. What up, everybody? New Flagrant 2. It's your boy Schultz. I'm here with Akaash. We got AlexxMedia, Eddin Dothraki. You know what I mean? Let's get right into it. Flagrant thought of the week. This is our 6th time recording the intro, okay? For reasons that we cannot share. Private reasons. Right, Akaash?
Well, me too reasons.
No, bro. What's up, everybody? Nah, we gonna do it. What's up, everybody?
I don't want to leave here at 11 o'clock.
For the fourth time, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Flagrant 2. It's your boy Schultz, okay? Akaash, AlexxMedia, Eddin Dothraki. And that's it. Start an episode for the 5th time, okay? It's your boy Schultz. Let me do it for the 6th time. Flagrant thought of the week. Yo, this is not really a flagrant thought in terms of funny, but I think there is something funny to it.
What's up?
So, apparently, Israel is not Adesanya, the country. Israel is, that being said, I think Israel is about to put an Israeli-level beating on Yoel Romero.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we're going to call Yoel Palestine after Saturday. Real
About to go down. All right,
About to go down. So apparently Israel is coming up with the vaccine for the coronavirus. Right?
Right.
And it's interesting because there are a lot of countries, because of the way they feel about Israel and Palestine relations, they boycott any exports from Israel. And if I'm Israel, I'm like, yo, I'm going to need y'all to keep this same energy.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? Because we got the cure,
100%.
right?
But do they have the cure, or are they just?
So they're going to create the vaccine.
Give that
and then,
away? They're Jews.
Jesus, Akaash. Jesus.
Are we flagrant 1?
Jesus.
What did I miss? Did I miss something? Are we flagrant 0.5?
Hey, that was just pretty accurate.
I mean, Jesus.
No, Jesus is the guy they killed, yo. Jesus is the guy they killed.
Jesus.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
Took me a while.
I had to hit you with a G, you know what I mean? Jesus, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Why did they kill Jesus?
I don't know, yo.
Do you think it's because he had holes in his hands and his coins were falling through him, and they were like, "We can't have you."
I bet there's more.
How are you gonna save money like that? All right, let's start over for the 15th time today. We're starting over. Okay, no, but real talk. If I'm Israel, I'm going, hold on. So you're not gonna accept our fucking olive oil? You're not gonna accept our wine, right? And you're gonna act all righteous? Like, that's the thing about these European countries. And shout out to FA for this shit. Like, FA called out all these European countries like, oh, how dare you treat Palestine like that? And then a boat full of refugees shows up on their shores, and these European countries kick those fucking refugees right into the water. Israel, how could you treat something like that? I'm sorry, they coming from the Sudan? Bye with their foot, 300 style, right into the ocean. Point is like everybody's a hypocrite, right? Especially when you need something. When you need some shit, we're going to see how tight your morality is.
Oh, yeah.
And if I was Israel, I'd call them on it. I'd be like, if you accept this, you got to lift the boycott. Lift the boycott of all of our shit.
You're gonna face pressure from the world, though. You're going to be able to stand in the face of that pressure?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot who I was talking about. For a second.
Yeah. I mean, they don't give a fuck. But if I'm them, I'm like, yeah, we're going to cure the world, and we're going to hook up everybody that got our back.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Send that shit over here first. Real talk.
Yo,
But I still want to know.
Now Akaash is shell-shocked.
So
Now
they-
he can't say nothing. What the fuck's going on?
that's why Trump is so confident that we got to figure it out. He's like, oh, we got the juice.
They got it done. I'm just saying, don't you think that, wouldn't you feel that same way? Nobody's fucking with your shit. They're doing boycotts of your shit. They're judging you.
Oh,
Meanwhile, they're just kicking refugees right back into the fucking water.
Oh, no, I would just tax them.
Tax them.
Yeah. All the motherfuckers who didn't trade with them before. Oh, you paying 4 times what everybody else is paying.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were really smart, they'd give it away and make a point of it. They go, hey, when you needed something, we got you. We just want to
Like a
remind
loan.
y'all. Say what?
Like a loan.
Jesus Christ, this guy, man.
All right. So Corona needs to
Yo,
stay.
I'm not done.
Corona needs to stay.
I'm not done. I'm not
It
done with
needs
the
to stay.
intro. I'm not done with the intro.
Oh, man.
What's up? It's your boy Andrew Schulz, okay? I'm out here. You know what I mean? We got Akaash Singh,
Yeah.
okay? We got AlexxMedia. We got Eddin Dothraki. All right? We're starting the episode officially right now. This is maybe our 20th time starting the episode. Mark the time, Eddin. All right? Al, you had a hot, spicy take before we started the 15th version of the episode. You know what I want to do, actually? This is what I want to do. Since we're officially starting now, Ed, I want you to just grab random conversations that happened until now. It's going to be a little extra editing work, but you're Mexican.
That's
You know?
true. That's true.
No, you're not. You're Nicaraguense.
Yeah. Okay. I forgot.
I didn't. I remembered. I had an interesting situation today. I was at my local diner and I was going over my Mexico City trip with some of the Mexican guys. And one of the Mexican guys was like, "Oh, I'm actually not from Mexico." I was like, "Really? Where are you from?" He's like, "Colombia." And I was like, "Really?" And I didn't realize how racist that was, that he was telling me where he was from. And I was like, "Bro, are you sure, bro? Are you sure you're not Mexican? Do you know what you do? You might not be from Mexico, but here you are a professional Mexican, bro. You are working in this place filling my water." And then he literally goes, no, Colombian. He goes, Shakira. And I go, "Bro, If I was a Mexican pretending to be Colombian, that's exactly what I was saying.
Hold on, wait a minute. Shakira ain't Mexican?
Nah,
Fuck, yo.
you didn't know?
What a day.
Dude, there's a lot of shit that's being let down today, huh? You guys will understand that when Ed and Ed's in whatever. Pull that shit out like my dick. All right. Now, Corona got to stay. That's your take, Al?
Corona got to stay.
That deep exhale was Ed realizing how much editing he's going to have to do, bro. You realize maybe that's what your fucking parents named you Eddin for.
Eddin.
But that's Spanish. You know how Spanish be making shit. Eddin. You got to edit the thing. You know? you got to edit it. You got to edit it, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. And Akaash, they should have named you Doctor because then you might have been Doctor instead of Akaash.
I can't believe that hit, yo. I can't believe that hit, yo.
Y'all might get this if you heard the other fucking intros to the podcast. This intro 25. We're not fucking around, okay? All right, go. Al, you got a fucking flagrant take.
Yeah. So Corona needs to stay for a little bit longer because it's taking the people I don't really care about.
Yeah.
And it just now is starting to hit Florida, and Florida needs to go.
Ooh, this is a spicy take. We just got back from Florida. I thought you really enjoyed Florida.
I enjoy the climate.
Got a couple girls he need to get rid of.
Bro,
this bitch texted me 3 times today. Yo, Corona, do that thing.
Corona's taking out side chicks. That's hilarious, bro.
There we go.
Wow.
That was my take. That was hilarious.
Corona, you gotta hope Corona's taking out your side chick.
Yeah.
Wow. Fuck. Okay, I hear you. So Florida got to go for you.
Florida.
You're not into Florida.
No, I love Florida, but
I think you're into Miami, low key. I think you like it.
Yeah, Miami's a little different,
Miami's
but like
dope.
the rest
Any
of
beach
Florida,
city's dope, especially coming from New York. This miserable ass,
I had a lot of fun.
landlocked ass shit.
We're literally on an island.
I know. You ain't going to no fucking.
That is literally an
You
island.
going to the beach?
You're right. No. Not that much. Actually, I grew up at the beach. What am I talking about?
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm capping.
Fire Island.
I was capping like I was poor. What's that called?
Being white.
What's the opposite of capping?
What?
Like capping is like you're fronting, right?
Yeah.
Like you got more than you do.
Yeah.
But what if you're fronting like you got less than
That's
you
the
do?
white cap.
That's hipstering.
Yeah.
That's
What
the
would
ice
hipsters
caps.
wear? What would hipsters wear? What type of hat would they wear?
The little beanies.
Beret.
You be beanieing.
I was bereting.
They don't wear berets?
Yeah, well, what's hipstery? What's like
The beanie hanging off the
Toboggan.
head like halfway to
toboggan?
Ain't that what it's called with the ears and the puffy thing?
Yo, Akaash, chill out, son. Yo, you
Look
need
it
to
up.
chill.
Look it
Hey, bro. Hey,
It's a
bro.
toboggan, yo.
What?
Hey,
Look at
bro.
toboggan, yo.
Hey, bro. You need to chill out, bro. Don't just
look
say
up the fucking
toboggan, bro.
toboggan.
Son, he just said one of his cousin's names and expected us to...
Yo, Al on fire. Take 28, yo.
He really is, bro. So are his girl's respiratory systems. When that fucking corona be
Get
hitting,
the
bro.
fuck out of here.
Damn, Akaash, if you were a doctor, maybe you could help cure that.
Yo, toboggan hat. One of the vast arrays of words used to describe a knit hat.
Nah.
Nah.
Ain't nobody say grab your toboggan. It's cold outside.
Bro, they say it down south.
Nah.
Nah, son.
Hey,
Hey, everybody. hey, make sure you grab a pistol and throw on a toboggan just in case it's a little chilly out there. Toboggan, bro? You want me to believe people in Texas
bro,
are saying toboggan,
motherfucking
bro?
farmers I know been like, get your toboggan, and then you the difference between a toboggan and a beanie. And I
No,
actually don't remember
man.
what it was,
They
but
calling you toboggan, dog. That's
Eddie,
that's
that
a term.
Trinidadian toboggan.
Yeah,
There we go.
Ain't that him? Ain't from one of those.
yo.
Akaash would want to be right so bad. He
Yo,
sent a
look
picture
that
to the
shit.
group chat of the
Fuck
bucket.
y'all.
All right, guys, let's take a break for a second. Pay some bills here. You know my favorite CBD company, the Asshole Army,
Hell
Flagrant
yeah.
2. Radix Remedies, man, I love this Radix Remedies. Shouts to the dude in Miami show who came through with the pre-rolls. We appreciated that. Definitely smoked them up in the green room and a little bit after. But Radix Remedy has this cool thing that I haven't really spoken to you guys about, but it's besides just the flower that they can send you, the pre-rolled joints, etc. It looks just like weed. When Akaash smokes it with us, we all get high for some fucking reason. But they also have this thing called Neuro Root. Now, Neuro Root, I'm going to get a little sciencey with you for a second, which I don't really understand, but we're going to get back to the goods in a second. Basically, what it does is it improves mood, memory, cognitive function. It has this thing called choline in it. Choline is the same ingredient that's in Alpha Brain from On It. Maybe some of you guys listen to Joe Rogan podcast, and you heard of the Alpha Brain product that On It provides. And the reason why this is a little bit different is because the choline is administered with the CBD, right? So it's kind of piggybacking on the CBD. So instead of digesting it and eating it and it goes through your stomach, it attaches itself with the CBD to those receptors that are in your brain. So it works like an hour and 15 minutes quicker than the On It stuff works, right? Because the On It, you're going to have to digest in your stomach, right? So they have some like super scientists in Texas that's like helping to do this.
That.
Say what?
I could have been a doctor
That's
with
what
that,
I'm saying, bro. You need it. You were off it.
Yeah.
So this choline, if it's something that you're interested in, maybe you want higher brain function, maybe you want to make your mother proud, maybe you want to, do anything. I don't know. Maybe not be a comedian. Maybe you want to, leave a family legacy, right?
I could have done it. It was all right there.
Anyway, so NeuroRoot, make sure you go check that along with all the other, CBD products that they have. Again, I love the pre-rolls. They're fantastic. For those of you guys having trouble sleeping, they have some melatonin-based things. Be careful with that melatonin. But if you need to just knock out, you get them gummies. They also got some pills. They're CBD and melatonin. If you just want to roll your own shit, man, just get some of that flour. Radix Remedy is rocking with us. They have this thing called tincture, right? Tincture is just a stupid sciencey name for drops. Just call it drops. You just take the drops, put it under your tongue, and then boom, you're done. You don't have to eat candy. You don't have to smoke anything. You get the same effects. Get that good night of sleep. Get all those amazing things that can happen from the CBD. That's radixremedies.com. Use our promo code Flagrant. Go to radixremedies.com/flagrant. Our promo code is Flagrant. You always get that discount. They got some cool monthly boxes that you could get as well. They're the only CBD company in the country that's sending you flour every month. They're not sending you fucking vases or sunglasses or like a mug. They're sending you the actual weed-looking thing. Every single month. So go check that out. Fuck with our boys over there at the Radix Remedies. Shouts to y'all. Now let's get back to the show. I don't know how much of this episode y'all know, okay? I don't know how much episode because it's up to Eddin, right? How much he's going to include. But it's up to Eddin and Alex.
Run a Cliff's Notes back real quick.
It's up to Eddin and Alex and Akaash and Andrew how much he includes. But
and you overruled that motherfucker within the same sentence, yo.
What happened?
It's up to Eddin. You gave it all to him, and then you heard Alex go, and you're
I didn't want to override Al. I didn't want to override Al. I felt bad. You know what I mean? So I did feel bad, bro. I want to take away responsibility. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah, we good. You got it.
Yeah. Eddin is your slave, bro. You use him as your...
Doesn't it feel nice? You get it now, right?
Right.
Anyway, so oh god, Corona. So,
yo, we be traveling a lot, yo. That thought has crossed my mind.
Bruh.
All of us be hitting planes every week.
bruh.
Eddin, you swam to get here, son. The fuck you think that river clean?
For real, dog. Can turkeys even fly? Or are turkeys kind of like penguins?
I think they fly a little bit, right?
Can turkeys fly?
Son, this motherfucker think he can catch a chicken. He thinks it's easy to catch a chicken.
Can I clarify where this comes from? Oh, they can fly. They can fly? Shit, they ain't be using that. You know what I mean? Like, let's go. You know what I mean? It seems like a lot more walking. But as far as catching a chicken, 100% I could catch a chicken. There's no question.
Can't catch a chicken.
Bro, Alex.
Tell us the context, because right now I'm with Al.
The context was, what was the context? You were hooking up with an ugly girl?
No. I mean,
you were hooking up with an ugly girl, right? That was it on the road?
After that.
He didn't say ugly.
After that, and you called her a chicken. But
I called her a chicken.
So
why do you think I called her a chicken?
I don't know. Because she can't fly. But you said you don't eat pussy food.
Oh yeah, it's a weak animal, bro. I'm trying to not eat weak animals no more.
Son,
You are what you eat,
so
dog.
This guy hears one Joe Rogan and he's like, He's like, we gotta hunt. We gotta eat from the land.
Son,
Let me tell you something, Al. One Joe Rogan's what got out of the studio, so you better fucking lock that shit
a lot
up,
can
yo.
change with one Joe Rogan, guys. A lot can change. So, look, that was it. Come on, son. You're not a doctor, son. You're not a doctor, bro. You're not a doctor, Akaash. Stop it. Come on, son. Stop
That's
it.
your muscle, yo.
God, where's Kaz?
Edit point.
You know it's getting wild right now, son. You know it's getting wild. I might start drinking.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. The thing was this. I don't want to eat weak shit. All right? Joe told me he eats, what's that shit he always eats?
Deer and elk?
Elk. What's felt?
This is the shit you touch.
Oh, yeah. It's like velvet.
Pool table.
Yeah. So, elk. Man, I thought he was eating felt for the longest, bro. I'm not going to lie, dude. I might even said that publicly. I'd be like, yeah, he eats jalapenos and felt, bro. That's his diet. That's how he gets down. So he eats elk, and I'm like, yeah, why you eat the elk? And he's like, bro, it's like eating an athlete.
He hunted himself, though?
Yes, he hunted himself, but he also said that elk, they'll run uphill away from wolves. Uphill. Mm-hmm. They're just straight. It's like LeBron. It's like eating LeBron.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm saying if you had to eat a human, right? You can eat Mama June or you can eat LeBron. I even settled for some LeBron veal. Get Brawny out there. You know what I mean? Let's go. What
Probably be a lot easier to eat Dwayne Wade's daughter.
Yo, son.
I said daughter. You know what I mean? I'm accurate. What I say hateful?
Yo, Mark opened the show in Miami. He goes, what the fuck did y'all do to Dwayne Wade's kid? So me and Al backstage like, war. We literally did a Scooby-Doo. It was crazy.
That shit was good.
So funny. All right. So if you just eat athletic animals, fish. I'll tell you one thing I can't catch with my hands.
A fish?
A fish.
I don't think you catch a chicken with your hands, G. Straight up.
Bro.
We should get this challenge going.
Can I show you? Can I show you how? Catch.
You can say the same thing about an elk.
No.
Catch.
You can't catch an elk. They run away from wolves. You're not a wolf. You're not even a doctor.
Yo. You can't catch no chicken.
Yo.
You can't catch a chicken, son. You got no lateral movement.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something?
Sure.
I could catch 2 chickens at the same time. That's how much I believe in it. Also, what you mean I got no lateral movement? What do you know about my lateral?
You don't got no lateral movement, son.
I've crossed you to fuck up.
Get the fuck out of here.
I have crossed you to fuck
You've
up.
never
we got a new
crossed me.
one-on-one game. We got to get going now, huh?
Oh,
That's what it's. That's what it's come to.
You've never
That's what it's
crossed
come
Yo,
to.
son.
He could play a little
Did
bully
I not
ball.
cross
he
you
could play
up?
a little bully ball.
I crossed you up. Remember when I crossed you up and you said the N-word with an R at the end? You don't remember that? That's how nice I crossed you. I crossed you, and then I heard the M with the R at the end, and I looked back because you were way far back, and I looked back, and I was like, I didn't say it, and you were like, nah, it was on me. And then, do you remember that?
So who's this nigga with the handles?
For real, bro. For real.
Nah, that never happened. Come on, son. Don't lie to people. Stop
All right.
capping.
Yo, we gotta have a listener
capping
who's
this
got a
episode.
farm in New York. We should make this happen.
Yeah.
Anybody, and then they gonna be like, oh, it's not a wild chicken.
Wax, yo.
All right, we're gonna go catch some chickens with Wax. That's not even a question. Second of all, fish, agile as fuck, fast as fuck, sharp. Okay, it's just a muscle. That's all fish is one muscle. Okay, fish, good.
How are they strong? They just pussy. They run.
Son, fish are they're just a tricep. That's what a fish is. A quad that has a mouth and can shit. That's what a fish is.
Which fish are we talking about?
Cod.
Cod is the gay fish, yo.
Is it?
Yeah,
That's
no,
what I thought
yeah.
rainbow trout was.
Nah, rainbow trout. That shit is all right. Cod is the gay fish.
Nah, cod's not gay.
God's gay.
Why is cod gay?
I mean, come on, yo. Cod.
Nah, dude. Nah. Rainbow trout, way gayer.
Cod, 3 letters. Gay, 3 letters. 3 letters.
That was a reach, bro. That was a reach. Look at cod. That's a legit fish. Anyway, point is, any of those types of, like, a fucking bull, got that.
Al brought a cod to the last weekend shows. It sounds like.
Wow. Wow, Al. You gonna take that, bro?
Son, I have a lot of nicknames for my laptop that I bring on every weekend.
It's fucking it. All right. Let's get. There's a lot of shit that I want to get to this episode. We have a lot of things we want to talk about. There's one thing I did want to talk about Miami, and just something in general about like Latin culture. First of all, thanks to everybody who came out, man. We had over 2,000 people come out this weekend to the shows in Miami. It was unbelievable. And Latin culture is so fucking dope, man. There's just so much love in that shit, and it made me reconsider how we judge certain behavior, right? I'm sure some comic has done a joke about this, but regardless, we just talk about. But like, there's so much love in Latin culture that you can be like very honest and in your teasing with people, but it's okay because it comes from this place of like incredible love, right? There's so much affection, right? Like, so your parents, the guy who worked there, Justin, who managed the club, his father does security. His father calls Justin gordito, right? Which means little fat one.
Yeah.
Right? And Justin is skinnier than me, right? He lost all the weight. He's about my size. I would say we're about the same.
Size.
But in no way fat.
Oh, yeah, no way.
No way fat. He lost all the weight. Dad still calls him gordito, right? Because he was fat at one point in time, right? There's probably someone else in his remote family, which is gordo, because they're just a taller version of that fat kid, right? In like British culture, or like when I say British, I mean like what Americans learned from, like white people culture,
American.
white waspy culture, Anglo-Saxon culture. You wouldn't just call your friend fat,
No.
or little fat guy, because it's way less affectionate, the culture. So if you said that to someone, it'd be like, yo, why are you
Is there a
insulting
black equivalent like Chubbs or some shit like that? Like,
Because
I got a cousin named Golu, which is like his nickname, and that just means round because he was just always fat. Still fat.
I think
Still
usually
call him
you
Golu.
get your street name if you get like a street name, usually just from your appearance. So like the darkest guy, he's usually black.
Black Tony.
Yeah. So it's like,
Right, etc. But I've noticed that this kind of teasing and that kind of stuff permeates Latin culture, but it is completely acceptable. And I really believe it's because it's encased in this affection. And cultures that don't have that affection don't have the same type of teasing, right? And it's way more rude or impolite to refer to someone that way. And they do it with the girls as well.
Yeah.
And I think what happens is by the time you go to school, and people are like, yo, you're fat. And they're like, yeah, I know. That's what my dad, that's what they call me. I'm gordo. And then they're like, oh, okay. You're prepared for teasing. That's why there's no Latin school shooters. Because there is no bullying you experience at school. This the same that you would experience from the people that love you the most. Whereas white folks, we're out babying our kids and protecting them, telling them they're perfect and beautiful and you're the most beautiful thing in the world and nothing is wrong with you at all. And then you go to school and someone's like, hey, you're weird looking. And then you're like, I got to shoot that kid. I got to fucking murder the whole school. They can't handle it.
Yeah.
I think there is a correlation to that and Latin people start fucking at like 12. So there's no real like angst that's like built up. Yeah. But I truly believe that like it's a better preparation for life. Yeah. If you get ripped by the people that love you the most. Because what is some stranger? Fuck that stranger.
And like, so I'm half Puerto Rican. I had that growing up a little bit in my culture. And that's why when I was like feeling chubby, like I actually went online and told people like, oh, fat shame me until I get skinny. Because that shit works.
Because you were used to it.
Yeah. Like,
it happened.
Yeah, that shit works.
That's how I lost weight.
Yeah.
My uncle fat shamed all the time.
Really?
Yeah, my uncle, who's like my father, would just like, he'd see me eating food and be like, you're going to eat that?
Yeah.
And then he'd just make a face. And just be like, that's too much.
So
and
maybe
like, I don't take it to
shame-
heart. It's like, it's love.
So maybe shame only works or is only effective. It is an effective tool, but maybe it's only effective when it comes from family because you can't ignore them. Like you can ignore people on the internet.
And I think the love has to be clear too. I think you gotta, to use your word from earlier, encase it in like, this is obviously love, but yo, you fat though.
Yeah, like you get a huge hug,
Yeah.
a kiss from this person who fucking loves you. They give you a gift. They haven't seen you. It's like they're telling stories. And then they're also saying, look how fat you are.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, this guy has my best interest at heart.
Yeah.
And think about it, your closest friends. Once you're your closest friends, you become Latin with them.
Oh, that's so true. And now it makes sense because I've had a lot of people reach out, and Charlamagne's had a lot of people reach out like, yo, you guys fat shame me into losing weight. But when you develop a relationship with someone on a podcast, they become almost like this friend group. You're like talking to them essentially for 4 hours a week. Interesting. Now it makes sense. So not all shame works. Shame from a stranger, ineffective.
You don't care.
But shame from the closest people to you.
Shame from a stranger hurts because you don't know this dude loves you. It's just a dude. That shit is ruthless. Yo, I don't know you.
You don't even know me? You gonna make fun of me? Fuck you.
Yeah.
And I think it also helps with confidence.
Go on.
Like, I would say the Latin culture, the very confident people, like they're peacocking all the time, and
I think it's most confident, most insecure.
Oh, you think that's?
I feel like most of this shit is a double-edged sword. This is what's tricky about any of this kind of stuff. There's always a potential downside with it, and you got to try to figure out how to balance those two.
Yeah. I agree with that 100%.
I feel if you go up to Dykeman, the confidence of some of these chubby guys to get in these skinny jeans and pointy shoes, man, it's like they look like wrapped up sausages, but they strut down that street.
Yeah. No. It is the most confident, but I also think that there is an insecurity thing as well because like there's a level of jealousy that is unbelievable in the Latin culture.
Like within male-female relationships?
Male-female relationships.
Yeah.
100%. So I think it is...
I mean, yeah. Dudes
What?
also be cheating all the time, but yeah, sure. I get it.
Sure. Yeah. But I think that there is like an immense confidence, but they're also like getting their eyebrows done. And you're not doing that because you're like, oh my God, my eyebrows I'm so perfect the way I am. I don't need nothing. Like there's no Latin Lizzo.
No, but I think it's like somebody in their family be like, yo, your eyebrows is woofing. So they go get them shits done, and they don't have any shame to, as a man, they don't have any shame to go get their eyebrows waxed.
Of course not. But true confidence would be, and I'm not saying I even have this or any of us here have it, but the true confidence would be going about it like, Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Which is like, I have a unibrow and I don't give a fuck. I'm
so I
worth
see what
$100
you're saying
million.
there, but I think their culture is like, confidence is also looking good. Like if you look at any novella, it's like you.
So what I looked at when we were in Miami, I look at, so America is this country of immigrants, right? Mm-hmm. And so we're a country of poor people who just got money, right?
We new money.
We're new money, and what do people with new money do?
Spend it.
Flex, right? Miami is the America of America, right? So it is the people that had the least.
It's like because LA, some of these other cities, New York, San Diego, those are actual new money flexes. But if you can't afford those places, then you go to Miami.
No,
so
but
it's
Miami's,
the most flex.
Miami's mad expensive too.
Yeah, but not like these other cities.
But fair enough. But I guess what I'm trying to say about Miami is that like the people coming to Miami, like the people coming to New York, they might be from Europe, they might be from like these other whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or they might be from other parts of America. Right? So you have like New York migration is Maine, Ohio, Texas, right? Miami migration is Puerto Rico, DR, Venezuela, Colombia, right? Like, so now you have people coming from really impoverished places and then making money for the first time in their family's history. And now they're like, oh, I'm a flex on them just like Americans did when we got here. My mom got a mink. My mom's Scottish, comes from nothing. Shit neighborhood. The second she could get a mink, she got a mink.
There's an interesting thing, and this is actually...
You feel me though?
This got me thinking about, because I've been thinking about finances a lot.
Yeah.
There's an interesting thing that when you first get money and you didn't have it, you almost have to spend it to learn the lesson that this shit was not worth it. You know what I mean? Like new money almost has to spend itself once. That's the problem is if you're a rookie and you get a huge contract and you're an athlete and then you spend it all and you're fucked.
Yes.
You don't make it after that.
Yes.
But 2018, I said it 1,000 times, I almost went broke. I had to do that to learn, that shit ain't worth it. Right. You gotta save, you gotta plan, you gotta whatever. And now I'm like trying to figure out to get the fans to understand this concept. But when you first get money, your mom, this blows my mind, your mom, Scottish, white lady, nothing about that says this culture flexes. The culture, from what you've told me, frowns on flexing. You be
very working class.
anti-flex, like us.
Yeah.
She came here, got money, said, fuck it, got a mink. Everybody gets money and then blows it at first, and then you got to do that to learn this was a fucking waste.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. That is a great point. But I think the reason why you flex initially is because you want to mask your poverty. Like my mom, I assume, comes from dirt poor. Like when you say the town my mom's from in Scotland to Scottish people, they go, "Oh, that's rough."
Really?
That's rough. I said it to a couple people in the audience. They were just these Scots. They were drunk. I was like, "Yeah, my mom's from the Milton," and they sobered up like, "Oh,
really?
Yeah, like East New York."
Yeah.
Of an already tough city.
Right.
So it's like, but I think what you're doing is you're trying to cover up the poverty.
For me, I know
struggle.
My family went up and down with money, but for me, when I personally didn't have money, for me it was all I'm thinking about is the shit I'm gonna buy when I got money. Like when I have money, I'm not gonna be living in this shithole apartment with mice everywhere.
Right.
I'm not gonna be living on this fucking mattress on the floor. I'm gonna get this and this and this and this, and you start spending the money before you even get it. And then when you get it, you already know 1,000 things you could buy.
Let's go. I got the Q or whatever. What a whore's put on their.
I got the Amazon wish list.
The wish list, yeah.
Ready to go.
So it's like, so when I was down there in Miami, first of all, best dressed crowd I've ever seen at one of my shows. I mean, like usually people that come to the show, they got style, they got some kicks, etc. But like when we were doing a meet and greet, I mean, like heat on the feet. You know what I mean? They really came through. But I also started thinking like, okay, what if you came from this place which was you knew was pretty poor, and then you came to America and you start making money? You're trying to cover up the fact that you're poor, maybe subconsciously, right? You're like, I'm gonna have my hair done. When you go, you don't ever see a dude without a shape up in Miami. Everybody's shit is fucking on point. The outfit is on point. I don't care if you're going to eat at like 3 p.m. Outfits on point, shoes, all that. And I think what it is, same reason my mom bought the mink, and I think same reason so many immigrants do this, it's like, yo, I don't want, subconsciously, they're like, I don't want motherfuckers to know what was happening back in the day. And I think this is a testament to white hipsterism, is that it is the most privileged.
Oh, 100%.
White hipsters are trying to act poor.
To mask.
They're buying hand-me-downs. To mask
the guilt they feel. I don't want people to know where I'm from. Specifically, the exact same logic. I don't want people to know where I'm from, what it's like over there. Because then you're going to look at me different. You're going to judge me. So let me dress it down.
Right.
Let me hate all that shit.
Right.
Let me not be about any of that.
And it's the most arrogant fucking thing. Right. Here they are trying to be down or trying to be relatable. They move into these fucking poor neighborhoods and then they start dressing poor. I'd be insulted if I was from that poor neighborhood. I'd be like, wait, you trying to dress like me? Like,
and
imagine like
me out.
somebody like tried to dress like a pirate. You know what I mean? Like, imagine that, like, I don't know exactly why that would make sense, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, imagine you moved into a Puerto Rican neighborhood and you just started, wearing fucking green frogs on all your backpacks and shit like that. You bought a white Honda Civic. You know, like, you really tried to fit in.
Yeah.
It'd be insulting a little bit.
I don't know if I would consider that insulting. It's almost like you're moving to the neighborhoods like, all right, I'm one of the people now. Like, it's almost like embracing instead of just
right.
like,
there's something
hey,
there.
let me just flex my money in front of people, a bunch of people who don't have it.
Fair enough. That is interesting. And I'll accept that. I just think it is fascinating. I don't know if that many hipsters are aware of that, like how privileged it is to dress shitty on purpose, to like buy hand-me-downs purposely. You can't afford clothes that haven't been worn, and then specifically go to the Goodwill and buy the ones that have.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you are trying to buy into a lifestyle that isn't yours.
Just like the immigrants.
Immigrants are trying to buy into a lifestyle that isn't where they came from. Why are we obsessed with not being ourselves?
Grass is always greener.
I guess that's what it is. You know, it was interesting too to hear Al do that, where we were like, "Isn't that insulting?" And I was like, "No, I like it." I remember when my roommates in college were all black dudes the last couple of years, and anytime a white guy would like code switch or whatever and try to relate to them, I was like, "Isn't that fucking insulting to you? How much they're pandering?" And they were just like, "Nah, man, at least they're trying." Like,
interesting.
And it was maybe it's a privilege we got to be like, "Yo, isn't that insulting?" And they're just like, "Nah, it's cool to finally see someone trying to relate to me."
That's interesting because it's better than the opposite,
But there's a fine
which
line.
is racism.
Yeah, there's a fine
Yeah.
line. If they go too far with the pandering, then
Yeah.
it's like, all right, come
I
on.
cringe when I see it.
Yeah.
But at the same
Tom
time,
Steyer.
Yeah, I was just about to.
oh yeah, Tom Steyer doing that little dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though it looked pretty funny though.
I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, do white people just never dance? I don't get it. White people, a lot of these white people, especially politicians, dance like it's their first time.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever taught someone how to shoot a basketball and they just shoot it really weird?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, you haven't ever done that.
Throwing a football the first time.
Throwing a
Always looks
football.
so fucking goofy.
They dance like girls throw.
Yes.
White politicians
Arms
dance like
flailing.
girls. Just no coordination whatsoever. But it's like, I grew up in a dance family, so it's a little bit weird for me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, because I was around it since I'm a kid. And
Yeah,
I see
you have way more rhythm than most white people.
I thought you were going
in
to say
general.
me.
what. No. But is it weird when you guys look at this, when you see white people, are you like, explain how you don't know how to do a two-step?
No, I just chalk it up to white people can't
Yeah.
dance. Now, I know there's exceptions.
Let's go why. Like let's dig into that. Why can't white people dance? What does it take to dance? Just music going, right?
No, but you have to have done it before. That's why Toronto girls can dance. Toronto
I
white
think it
girls
might
can
just
dance
be
because
practice.
they grow up dancing.
Culturally, and this is, I guess, more white teenagers should be able to dance because we grew up, I assume, in our generation, you needed to be able to know how to dance, kind of at least.
To at least grind your dick up on a girl's butt.
Yes,
Exactly.
exactly.
Come on.
So that's why I learned how to dance. That's why we learned how to dance. But I don't understand why people our age who can't dance. Old white people, what are you doing? The fucking jitterbug? The
Son,
Charleston
the
fucking-
jitterbug was fire. Why don't white people just do the jitterbug?
Which one is that one?
It's like the swing.
No, we got to see it.
I don't know how to fucking.
So we gotta
I'm
see
a-
it, son.
I'm gonna fuck up the jitterbug. like for example, if you're
So you
gonna
can't be
swing-
talking shit then.
If you're gonna do the swing, you know.
Shake that ass. Back it up. Shake that ass. Show me what you're working
So that's what I would have done with Juvenile. I would have grabbed him by his waist and done the fucking Charleston.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah, that we would have respected way more. If you did a white dance while some black song is
and it was
playing,
hot.
Holy shit! Is
And
we
it
this?
was
would
hot.
love that shit.
Hold on. Is this why white people can't dance? Because they're trying to do black dances that
Yeah.
they've never practiced?
That they've never practiced and they don't know what the fuck to do.
White people waltz.
Son, if they
Just
did the
do it.
Yo,
if
if you
they did
waltz
the
to back
waltz,
that ass
son,
up,
woo,
that's
that
a
is
win.
fire.
That's a win. Done.
just throw a little extra hip in it and it's a wrap.
Bro.
Now it's like, oh, we fuck with you because you're doing your shit
With your thing.
to our music.
I love that. I think that makes way more sense.
But this guy's flailing on stage, not knowing what the fuck he's doing. He's like, yeah, all right.
It's just
I'm moving. I think this is dancing.
I just don't understand it. I don't understand how you get to that point in your life as an adult without ever practicing dance. And now it's making sense. He has practiced dance. He just has never danced to that type of music.
Yeah.
He's a fucking 70-year-old man. The hip hop didn't exist when he was doing his dancing. And if you played some white people shit, he probably would be able to do it. Now, shall we continue? I think we should continue because we have other bills to pay. Remember I told you about that thing that's going to stop you from having hangovers, DHM? Remember I told you about that thing? Let me tell you, we're in Miami, okay? We're partying it up. We're not sleeping much. That little sleep that we do get, it needs to be DHM infused so that we are not hungover and we can provide an amazing show the next day. We out here. DHM'd. Simple as that. It's a detox company. What this does, it's genius. I don't know exactly how they do it because I'm not a scientist. I just believe in the results. Take a couple pills while you're drinking. And by the way, it's just a vitamin, okay? It's a vitamin for people who want to drink a little bit. You don't want to get a wasted day drinking. The worst part of drinking is you waste the next day. You're not just partying one night. You're taking, what do they say, a lease out on tomorrow's happiness. So you get all that happiness up front, but you got to pay that shit back. Well, DHM is like Bernie Sanders. All the loans are no longer existent.
Loan forgiveness.
Loan forgiveness. That's what DHM is. Bernie out here wagging that finger. No more hangover for you. Free. You're hangover free. DHM. Simple as that. And we got you at 20% off your order. All you got to do is head over to dhmdetox.com. Use the promo code Flagrant. at the checkout. That's DHMDETOX.com. And if you have any questions, you could send a message directly to @DHMDetox on Instagram. They will answer you. Again, this is a vitamin. What it does is it helps break down the alcohol so it's not sitting in your stomach waiting for your stomach to process it, which it does not process it well. So it helps that breakdown process so it's not eating you the fuck alive and next day you're destroyed. DHM Detox. Go give it a try. Let us know how you felt. Now, I'm not saying go out, drink 100 fucking beers when you do DHM. I'm saying have your night, have some glass of wine at dinner, have a couple drinks at dinner like you do, and then feel great the next day. Go out there, try it. Let us know. Let's get
Drink
back
like
to
a
the
socialist.
Drink like a socialist. Yeah.
Like a Bernie Sanders.
100%. Let's get back to the show.
I love this point in elections when you see white people chucking and jiving.
Oh,
to
when
get
they're
the
really
black
going
vote.
for it?
It is
this
embarrassing
is
to watch.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
It is so funny, man.
Yeah, we are. All these motherfuckers are so. That's why you got to love Trump. And I know I'm going to get eye rolls for this, but like,
Yep.
you're
I
already
just
eye
did.
rolling.
Yeah.
No, but like everybody here can say how much they fucking hate Trump. I don't care about his policies, any of that kind of shit. I'm talking pure entertainment value. When he did the thing where he was at the podium and he was making fun of Mike
really
Bloomberg,
funny. It was
and then he
really
just
funny.
shrunk at the fucking
The
podium.
timing was so good.
Yeah.
Like everything about it was so funny.
Okay.
Son, he is raw entertainment. It's undeniable raw entertainment. He is the best insult comic of this generation.
Yeah. Put him on the roast.
Literally. Like, it is amazing, dude. Think of, and like, when you look at these politicians, this is what fucking losers they all are. I mean, you got to be a true loser to be a fucking politician, dude. Because none of them have any clapbacks. Like, and this could be, and I think
Son,
I have a theory.
clapbacks are hard.
No, but
son.
I got a theory. Okay?
That is true. If he is aggressive first, if he's the aggressor,
Yeah.
he puts you on the defensive.
Yeah.
It's
And
hard
then
to
you look
clap
crazy.
back on Trump.
I have a theory, though. And this is why. Billionaires don't get made fun of in their life,
Interesting.
right?
Not since that first billion.
Not since that first. Not since maybe
Yeah,
millions.
not since that first million, maybe.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I think rich white people in general don't even got to be billionaires.
I'm rich. Y'all make fun of me
but-
all the time.
No, but you came
but
from
you're
New
gay.
York. Like you were
Oh,
you were
okay.
still like hanging out with New Yorkers in the
No,
street.
no. I understand what you're saying. I'm just teasing. But like, when you're one of these guys,
Yeah.
now here's the difference of Trump. Trump is made fun of every single day. He's actually used to it. He's actually invited it.
He's the fat Puerto Rican. He's gordito.
Gordito, pelo rubio,
Yes.
whatever these fucking things are. So now he's heard all the insults, right? He's leaned into this character that is so hateable for fucking 50 years.
To the
No,
point
maybe
that
40 years.
It's quite possible that's who he is now.
Oh no, let's say that is him. Let's say it is him. But he's leaned into it. He has the hair looking all stupid. He has all that kind of shit, right? So he's heard all the other stuff. These billionaires, they don't want to be in entertainment.
When was the last time Elizabeth Warren? When did Elizabeth Warren get made fun of before Pocahontas? I never heard an Elizabeth Warren joke.
Never once.
Yeah.
Never once. And why would you make fun of the person that's just trying to help? Right?
Yeah.
All these Dems are, hey, we're just trying to help.
And she's honestly adorable, like a grandma. I'm not gonna make fun of Elizabeth
Who,
Warren.
you gonna make fun of someone who literally comes to your town and says, hey, we want to pay teachers more. You shut up, maggot. Right? You're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Right? So for the first time in a billionaire's life, like Mike Bloomberg has probably not been made fun of or even been
To his face.
or even been criticized to his face. No way he's been called short by even his closest friends for 40 years.
And I do think it's a little different with him because he was mayor of New York. But I could also see potentially him just being insulated from all the insults and all the hate.
If you don't want to be in entertainment,
You saw him in fucking debates,
son.
They came at him. He's like, I
I don't know what to do.
I'm sorry.
This
That
motherfucker
was
worth $65 billion. Say,
Yeah.
shut up, bitch.
like
That's what I would have said. Hey, bitch, shut up,
Word.
bitch.
I
Stop
still
talking shit, bitch.
I still don't hate Bloomberg. I'm gonna be honest with you.
No, I'm not anti-Bloomberg. What I'm trying to say is why they're so bad at the insults, right? If you take some broke motherfucker that got nothing, he's going to be ready to go.
Yo, you know who ready to go? Honestly, who she don't clap back super hard, but she handles it all super well is Ocasio-Cortez. People try to
She's
shit
a
on her all the
bartender,
time.
son.
Yeah,
exactly.
2
years
ready to
ago,
go.
That's
she
to your
had Puerto
point.
Rican dudes trying to get some pussy while they're getting old fashions.
And that is to y'all's point of like, she's fine. She just rolls right off of her. She makes little videos making jokes about it, whatever.
Her clapbacks are good.
She ready.
Yeah, she
Clapbacks
has-
are good.
She has good
She
clapbacks.
ready.
But she got that from being a bartender.
Yeah.
Hey, let her have 40 years of not being a bartender and,
Trump-
let her be a millionaire for 40 years.
And then Trump had what's that? His show.
The Apprentice.
Yeah,
Apprentice, where he was just making fun of motherfuckers all day.
No, he's
so-
working on the
Yeah,
insults.
he's
I guess
good.
what I'm trying to say is like when you are treated a different way by the world. Like for example, any king of any country is not going to know how to clap back.
No.
Not even have a chance because he doesn't practice it.
Hot girls don't have personalities because
Son.
no one ever treats them like a person.
There was a whole school of thought. These pickup artists guys. There was a whole school of thought.
You don't have to pretend you weren't one of them.
I was not a pickup artist. Of
Yes,
course, I
you-
read the book like everybody else.
So that makes you one.
No. You didn't read the book. You had a top hat.
Son, I was out here getting pussy, bro.
Don't skip over that.
I
like
know,
you
right?
were a
No, but I
pickup
would never
artist.
identify I'll explain why I differentiate. I never liked the idea that there was a script that you were supposed to go off. It felt inorganic, and I didn't feel like I was getting the pussy.
But you
know
bought
what I
the
mean?
top hat.
Of course, 100%. I couldn't afford a chain. You know what I mean? Like you get a big ass chain. What's the difference?
I don't know.
You're peacocking. You're trying to do something that's going to attract
Yeah.
females. Now, if you can't afford something expensive like a car or a chain, you wear something weird so that girls go, wait, why you got that weird shit on? Right? It's just baseline
Something you learned from the
human psychology.
What day? That's got to be a topic. You got to help the assholes out.
For sure.
You know, teach us the ways, Jedi Master.
book. Son, what was
You
that
want to
book
know
called?
you want to know the game. And you know what's so fucking funny about this guy who wrote the book The Game? Now he's wrote a book about why that was horrible and you should be in a relationship and why it's good.
But at the end of the book, he makes that turn too.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of fun. But it was, listen, we don't have to get back to it. Here, you want a tip for picking up girls? Here's the number one tip for picking up girls. Don't walk up to a girl. That's the number one tip. Don't walk up to them. Situate yourself at the bar so they have to walk by you.
Okay. And
Now, just the psychology of you talking to a girl as she walks by you, it seems like she's approaching you. When you go hunt a girl,
oh, so you still initiate convo, but you just initiate
initiate
it
convo, just let them.
while she's walking by
Yeah.
you. So it's okay.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's like a million different dudes are going to walk up and try to do some shit. But if she got to go to the bathroom and you're kind of in the way of that, situate yourself correctly in the bar. That's why like the table shit is so stupid. Like most of the table shit removes you from where any girls are. So now you got
but
to
you're
have one
peacocking.
guy rounding out. You're peacocking, but now you got to have a guy out there hunting the girls.
Oh no, stopped. The table was great. So
Son.
I got plenty of pussy back in the day because of the table.
Yeah, because
you
back
just
in the
bring them
day-
over to the table.
But back in the day, tables were different, right? So back in the day, there was like, now we're getting a little off topic, but like back in the day, there was like 7 to 10 tables that surrounded the dance floor in the club, right? Now the dance floor is way smaller and there's way more tables. The whole nightclub industry is about tables now. So now you could be situated 4 tables back where you got to walk girls through 5 different tables just to get to your table, and you're not even close to the dance floor where the girls are, and girls would never organically be hanging out by your table.
Gotcha.
If your table is not close to a place where girls are organically hanging out, you're a sucker. Don't ever be there. Your shit got to be right next to where the girls are so the girls can place themselves by you because you know that they'll find it.
Yeah.
You got the little bottle rats. They'll see it. And if you're having a good time, they'll be dancing by you automatically. And, you want a drink? But now they've approached you. You've already flipped the whole psychology of the whole shit. That's my. So what I didn't like, this is what I didn't like about the whole pickup artist thing. And this is what we were talking back to the insult thing. Is the whole premise of the pickup artist thing was, hey, we're going to insult girls and lower their self-esteem so that they view themselves lower than you are.
Oh, negging.
Exactly. Negging. Yes, exactly. So so for example, if you walked up to them and they looked at you like you were a 7, but you treat them badly enough that they start thinking they're a 6, then they'll be attracted to you. And my whole thing was, I'm better than you already.
So edgy.
You just don't know it yet.
So edgy.
So I don't got to make you feel bad. You feel as good as you want. I want you to feel as good as you want because eventually you're going to find out who I am. This is before I was ever on TV or anything like that. So it's like, I'm dope. You just don't know I'm dope yet. So we're going to find ways to find out that I'm dope. That's it. And eventually you're going to do it. But like these nerds started making fun of girls and getting pussy. So they're like, I just got to be mean to women to get pussy. It was corny. It was like, yo, make a girl feel dope. As long as you got value, she'll realize. Simple as, you know what I mean? Like, simple as that.
Shit that works now is just be busy. Whew. When you busy.
That's the ultimate neg. I can't hang out.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Anyway, so that's the thing. I think that they're not, like you said, hot girls are not used to being made fun of.
Yeah.
Politicians, rich people, go. Rich people are hot girls.
Yeah.
Rich, successful people, hot girls. You think Tom Cruise been made fun of recently?
Yo, I had this thought the other day. I'm like, I'm kind of hope Trump changed the law.
What law?
When he gets reelected for a third term.
Which law?
That you can only have 2 terms as president.
Ah, yes. You hope he pulls a FDR?
Yeah. So Obama could run again.
Interesting.
That would be dope.
You think he would?
I would hope so.
I don't think he would.
If not him, Clinton. Clinton, he wants that spotlight again.
Clinton's too old, man. That motherfucker's old. Yeah, mad heart attacks and shit. It'd be interesting, though, Obama. I'd like to see how Obama deals. Obama's just so smart. He's like a truly intelligent guy. So I'm curious to see like how he would handle a Trump.
And the charisma he has, like I think he'd have some nice snapbacks.
Yeah, I'm curious at what he would have as far as snapbacks. I don't know if he'd be that great in the moment, maybe, but I think that he's psychologically superior to Trump just in terms of like how his brain works. So yeah. I think he could really analyze what Trump does and have great retorts for it after the fact. And then say it on a night show or say it on a Twitter or a podcast or these types of things. It'd be an interesting dynamic.
Nah, but because the way Obama was in the debates, killed. It killed.
He was nice, bro. There was
I would like to see them go against
there
each
was
other.
There was a time in the debate, one of my favorite times of the Obama debate where he was up against Romney. I think it was Romney. Or maybe it was Bush, I don't know. But Bush was talking about we need to expand our military. You know what I mean? Like Obama has, I think it was Romney. Obama has shrunken our military. We only have, what do you say? We only have X amount of boats or some shit like that, right? We only have X amount of tanks. We should have way more tanks. We only have X amount of tanks or something like that. And Obama goes, well, we have less tanks for the same reason we have less military guys on horseback. Because that's not how war is fought anymore. It was just like a fire line. It's like, as technology improves, you do different things. Yeah. You use different shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it was just like, he understood what was going on. But yeah, I don't know how the fuck we got to this. Latin culture?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Let's take a break, pay some bills. Get your balls right, man. You feel that good weather coming? Yeah, you were nice during the summer, right? You had that nice coat of fur. Keeping your nuts warm, maybe a little bit growing up on the shaft, had a little peat moss on your Johannesson. Well, now things are changing. That's right. It's March. It's about to be April. Then it's going to be May. And then it's going to be June. And your dick is going to stink unless you take care of it and manscape it. Who better to manscape with than Manscaped? Manscaped.com. Okay? Flagrant. You know it's flagrant. It's always flagrant. Flagrant 2, matter of fact. Manscaped.com. Make sure you use Flagrant 2 and you get 20% off your order. Now, shit's changed since the last time we did some Manscaped, okay? They've upgraded. You know that original shaver that they had? Well, now it's better. You got the Lawnmower 2.0. Easy transition because the replacement blade can be switched out with a new improved skin-safe technology. When I tell you it's premium, I mean it's premium, okay? The battery lasts up to 90 minutes, so you can take longer to shave. You want to shave your girl's name in your pubic hair? I don't recommend it. It's kind of a simple thing to do, but you can, if you want, shave your own name. Be artistic. Manscaped is going to support that in any way they can. Manscaped.com. Make sure you use the code FLAGRANT2, 20% off, all right? You know they're going to do free shipping as well. Flagrant 2, 20% off, and free shipping. How could you not do it? Get your balls right. Get your dick right. Get your undercarriage right. Have it smelling nice. Don't have it funky. Don't have it so sweaty. Make it look beautiful. It should look like an elephant. Okay? You see any hair on an elephant? Maybe a little bit. You could leave a little bit, but manscape it. Now let's get back to the show. Shall we talk about some deportes?
Yeah, what you want to talk about first?
Man, I want to have Spencer Paysinger in here. Spencer's he was on a podcast before, and he's got an amazing take about the Patriots and Bill Belichick and what Bill Belichick's secret weapon is. Maybe we'll touch on it later in the pod, but he can really explain it way better than me. But basically his take was, and he listens to the pod. Thanks for coming out to the show, Spence. And then Spencer used to play in the NFL for years. And he goes, one of the reasons why Belichick is so dominant is because Belichick is two people. Right? And I go, what do you mean? He goes, there's this guy that's on the staff. He's not a coach. He's like an assistant or something like that. His name is Ernie Adams. And I started to Wikipedia Ernie Adams. You guys can Wikipedia Ernie Adams. He's this kind of shadowy figure who's existed within football and outside of football. He just left football randomly and started working at Wall Street. Now, you don't get to leave football and like immediately work on Wall Street as part of an investment bank and like kill it whenever you want, unless you're kind of a special dude.
Right.
But apparently they met at I think Belichick's father was the coach or like a scout at the Army Academy or something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm fun. And so they met there when they were in like high school and became friends. And basically he is the equivalent of Moneyball for football.
How so?
Crazy stats, data analysis. He's the guy that was like, we should go for it more on fourth down. Punting is actually bad. He's the brain in terms of.
I remember him being talked about because they were doing an analytics thing.
Yes.
Saying how many coaches embrace analytics, and Bill Belichick was like, I don't really embrace analytics.
Bullshit.
And then somebody was like, you got Ernie Adams. He's like the fucking analytics. He is analytics.
And that's why you can go from football to Wall Street.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, this guy understands data. And
It's
he just
called
crunches
Moneyball.
data. Moneyball. They know exactly. Yeah. Then he went to money.
Yeah.
And then he came back to Moneyball.
Yeah.
So apparently, and what they do is they don't market him at all. They don't say anything. And respect to him that he's letting Belichick get all the credit for, partially his very hard work. But they have all these innovative techniques to scout players. They have innovative techniques for reps in practice. For example, a DB runs way more miles in practice than a linebacker or a D end would, simply because the routes are longer.
Yeah, okay.
You've heard about this, right?
No, I just didn't make sense.
So they're like, ooh, we need to rest DBs on this day because we're actually grinding them too hard that by the end of the season, it's going to increase injury, etc.
Right.
So he's transitioned the NFL into a more of a data game. And other teams are starting to pick up on it. Obviously, Philadelphia Eagles used that guy during their Super Bowl run, and now he's with Miami. But there is he's an interesting kind of shadowy figure that I think plays a much bigger part in the Patriots' success. And if you do remember during the scandal, not this last year, I think it was a few years ago, where they were recording plays.
Oh, yeah. I forget what it's called.
They were recording the practices of the opponents.
Not Deflategate, the other one.
Yes.
Right.
Spygate. That footage was going back to none other than
Ernie Adams.
Now Ernie Adams is not a coach on the team, so I guess it's okay. He's just a data guy.
Right.
I think Spencer was saying he doesn't even have an official role or title. Like, he might just be getting brown bags of money on the side.
Yo, real talk.
Yeah.
If you combine that with Belichick, who's a fucking brilliant game planner,
Forget it.
it's over.
Forget it.
Dude, I remember hearing...
Maximize efficiency.
I remember Belichick's strategy against the Rams in the Super Bowl, which was like this insane offense. How do you stop them? And it was, the coach sends signals into Jared Goff up until like 10 seconds in. So why don't we just give them one look, have the coach send in a play, and then we'll switch our look. And now Jared Goff doesn't know what the fuck to do. He can't audible. He's not that guy. He's been getting help from his coach. Let's take the coach out of it. Like, brilliant game planner.
That's what they did
That's
to
what
remove
fucked
McVay.
Goff so hard. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because McVay would just send in like, hey, this is the look they're giving you, this is the play. Up until they've cut off the mic communication, like 15 seconds left in the game clock or play clock or whatever. So once they cut that communication, Belichick knows that's how it is across the league. At 15 seconds, you can't talk to your quarterback anymore. Yep. Okay, so we'll give 2 looks.
Oh my
We line up in
God.
one look, and then with 10 seconds left in the play clock, switch to another look. Yep. And now Jared Goff got to figure that shit out in 10 seconds, and he couldn't do it with 40. At 35, whatever.
This is genius. Who is the most effective person on your team that we need to stop? Sometimes it's the coach. How do you remove a coach? They literally probably sat down and had this exact conversation. How do we remove the coach?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's giving plays, I guess up until 15 seconds. Wait, up until what?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Let's not show him any defense. And then after that, leave it on Goff.
The only difference is Belichick wasn't surprised by how many. Belichick knows. He's the guy. How to remove the coach? Oh, they got the play clock until 15 seconds. He's sending calls in, so we just give him 2 looks. And the defense, and Peter King said it on an interview on The Ticket. He said, from everybody he's talked to, players love Bill Belichick because they know if I trust him and do my job, which is the fucking team motto,
We'll be successful.
do your job, we'll
This
win.
is interesting. That is how you get players to sacrifice.
Yeah.
It is very hard, and I understand it from a player's perspective. It's very hard to sacrifice if it's not successful.
Yeah.
Right? It's very hard to tell someone, hey, do your job if it doesn't work out. Mm-hmm. Eventually you start having that OBJ thing where you go, well, why don't you let me do me and maybe we can win. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You have the Terrell Owens, Chad Ochocinco. Why don't you let me do me and then we can win?
You have the wide receiver complex. Let's just call it that.
Literally. We have the wide receiver. Well, if I get mine, then let me just score. That's what I do is score. That is interesting. But if you know that exactly what you do will let your team win and you trust that man, all of a sudden you get in line. Everybody falls in line.
And I think that's what made Brady the perfect third part of this triumvirate or whatever you want to call it. Because Brady is the best player in the league, but he'll get in line. Brady will say, okay, you're not going to surround my offense with weapons. I trust you. Put him on the defense. I trust we'll win this way. Yeah. And when your leader is winning Super Bowls and trusting the coach, it's Tim Duncan and Greg Popovich.
I was about to say Tim Duncan.
And did you see this story with Belichick?
Yo,
he skipped the combine to go
watch this guy. Yeah, no, I want to get back to this in 1 second. What's very interesting about this is Tim Duncan and Popovich. Does Popovich come from a military?
I don't know for a fact, but I wouldn't be surprised.
He never coached or went to or anything like that?
Can you look up Greg Popovich military, please?
Interesting. Because I would imagine, and maybe some of the assholes listening right now could tell us, but I would imagine that is the exact thing that they tell you in the military. Everybody has a role here. Everybody has a job. You do your job, and then together we get this shit done. Don't go out there trying to be last action hero.
Don't be hero. Don't play hero ball.
Don't play hero ball in the military.
Popovich served 5 years of required active duty in the U.S. Air Force, during which he toured Eastern Europe and the Soviet Union with the U.S. Armed Forces basketball team. Makes perfect sense.
And if you notice, on the Spurs, there's no star.
Yeah.
Even when you had one of the greatest players in NBA history, he wasn't even really a star. He played a role. It was the most dominant role.
He wasn't marketed like a star.
But he wasn't marketed. It was the Spurs. You had Manu Ginobili, who's arguably one of the best 2 guards in history. If real basketball guys will go, yo, that motherfucker is one of the best ever. Come off the bench. Could have started and carried a lot of teams, for real. Came off the bench. Sacrifice for the greater good. That military background will fucking do things, man.
Yep.
It's really interesting.
That is.
And that's probably why Belichick got no problem cutting people. Look, you're not effective anymore. This is the military. It's about the unit. Let's go.
If
you're the weakest link on the platoon, be out.
And we think that it's unfair when it comes to sports, but when it came to war, we'd be like, bro, you're past your prime?
Yeah.
You're gonna get all of us killed being out there past your prime. So if he looks at the game truly like it's life or death, you would never put someone out there that was less than their capability.
Yeah. Hurts the whole platoon, squadron, whatever.
And you could sit them down and be like, why would you think that you're more important than all these other guys?
Yeah.
Well, if I play you and you're not as good as you used to be, you're hurting their chances at winning. Do you want to do that?
And what he does so brilliantly, and I think from what I'm hearing, everything could change, but from what like ESPN and shit is saying, this is about to happen again. He is brilliant at getting rid of you 1 year too early as opposed to 1 year too late.
So we could transition right now to the Brady.
And Brady, he's probably, this isn't necessarily too early, but he had Jimmy G waiting to get rid of Brady too early. Get him out early. We'll be good. Now, Garoppolo, I don't know what he would have been without the injury, et cetera, but like Belichick was ready. We'll make this switch. Kraft was the one that said, nah, Brady's the guy, trade Jimmy G. Belichick didn't want to. Belichick is famous for getting rid of you 1 year too early instead of 1 year too late.
What do you think happens with Brady?
I can't see him leaving, to be honest with you, and they don't have anybody waiting in the wings to take his spot. But all I'm hearing is, like, again, on ESPN, sources are saying they'd be, quote, shocked if Brady stays. I don't know how reliable that is. Gun to my head, I think he stays.
I think it's guaranteed he stays.
You see Edelman putting that pressure on him? That kind of makes me think he knows he's staying.
He's staying,
because
bruh.
if that's your boy, you're not really going to do that to your boy.
Yeah, I think he's staying. I think that they're having some fun with the media. You know, Boston media loves to have fun. I think he's staying. I think that they can't sign, correct me if I'm wrong, because the CBA isn't figured out just yet.
I don't know. I think you can. I know the Cowboys talked to Dak last week, I think.
But they haven't signed him, right? I think
No.
the same holding pattern is happening with Dak as is for Brady. I think I read that. But point is, I can't fathom that there's a world where he wouldn't just sign another 1 year deal. Maybe he wants more years, and then that's the hang up. But if he'd go to Belichick and be like, yeah, let's just do 1 year. Let's knock it out 1 more year. I think he would take that in a heartbeat. You don't think Belichick would take that?
Yeah, and I think he might even say, give me 1 more year. I'll take just 1 year. I'll take less money again. Give me weapons, for fuck's sake. Because he had nobody to throw to. Gronk is gone.
Yeah.
He had Edelman.
He actually had everyone to throw to, and then they got rid of all of them.
Yeah.
That's how fucking committed they are to the Patriot way. You got to respect it.
Yeah.
He had an amazing offense, right?
I mean, yeah, he's had every weapon.
No, this past season,
this
remember? Josh Gordon.
He went from having like
Josh
crazy
Gordon,
amount
AB,
Josh Gordon,
Julian
AB, Edelman,
I think Edelman might have been suspended for steroids this year, right?
a little bit.
But then ideally,
Yeah.
if AB doesn't, I wonder how the season goes if AB doesn't get accused of abuse. I mean, probably do it. But like,
I think they would have definitely made the playoffs.
they made the playoffs.
I mean, like go further.
The championship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. What else we thinking, guys? You heard, we spoke about it a little bit about the Tyson Fury Wilder rematch.
Yeah.
Wilder wasn't enough. He put that goofy ass video out of him. I'm a king. I'm your king. Did you see that?
I didn't see it.
Oh God, it's
but
so
I'm happy. I
fucking
want to
sad.
see. I want to see.
How are
the
black
third
people
one.
not embarrassed by him?
Nah, he's right now. He has enough stock for one more fight. If he gets fucked up again, then it's like, all right, you're not our guy.
Okay. You give him one more chance. All right,
I mean,
fair
there's not a chance in hell. There's just not a chance in hell. You
Right.
can't turn into a good boxer. You're not, and this is shocking, you're not strong enough to knock Fury out. So what are you going to do? You got to hope you hit him on the nose, get lucky. You got to hope you drop him, and then he's so wobbled that you can finish him within the round. That's what you got to hope.
He took your best punch, one of the best punches ever, got back up, boxed his ass off. Apparently in that round where he got knocked down, you said this and I heard this somewhere else.
Yeah.
He loses the round because he gets knocked down, but after he gets knocked down and gets up, he starts winning that minute.
Yeah,
of the
he
fight
heard
or
him.
whatever.
That was, and apparently that we're talking about the first fight just right now.
Yes,
And apparently that round is where Fury learned how to fight Wilder. So for the first time in that fight, he actually took it to Wilder.
Yeah, okay, that's what I heard that too.
And then he was like, "Oh shit,
That's how you beat him.
that's how you beat him." Yeah, Teddy Atlas had a great podcast about it. Are you still working with Teddy? Eddin? So like Teddy, did you record that podcast where he was talking about the fight? There's a couple. Okay, but so Teddy Atlas had a great podcast where he was talking about how you take out a puncher. There are different ways. There's one you could try to outbox him where you stay away, but the value of being a boxer or like
he also said you could load the gloves like Fury was doing.
yeah,
You know,
Al's got this crazy theory.
loaded gloves, son.
One is like the what is it called? Like the extreme parts of Black Twitter.
Yeah.
Like it has his loaded glove theory for Fury. Doesn't matter. He loaded them with his fists that he then beat the shit out of Wilder
cement.
with.
Cement.
So I would hope that cement weighed 40 pounds, so he could be like, "Look, I was carrying around 40 pounds, and it didn't bother me at all inside the ring." So there's a thing. Okay, when you're fighting a puncher, you either try to outbox him. Problem with that is when you're trying to outbox a puncher, that puncher is not afraid of your punches at all,
Right.
and they could sit down on their punches. And that's what happened in the first fight. Wilder sat down on those shots and then connected. The other way to fight a puncher is make him go back.
Mm-hmm.
Punchers need to set their feet in order to generate that power.
Right.
You can't just punch hard. You need to sit down on your fucking punches to let it go. And what Fury did is made Wilder back up to the point that he couldn't let his punches go. And when he did, they didn't have any pop because he couldn't sit down on him.
Right.
And it's a dangerous strategy because you're basically going, okay, instead of me running away from the bear, I'm going to run directly towards the bear.
Right.
And then I'm going to hope that the bear doesn't know how to, fight going back. Right. And it fucking worked out.
What are the
man.
chances Wilder learns how to fight going
no
back?
chance. No chance.
I think he gets stronger, and I think he changes up his tactic. Like
Maybe.
he tries to stand there instead of going back.
But then
Yeah.
at that point, doesn't it become a boxing match again, and Fury's a better boxer?
Yeah, there's no way. The only way that he can win is what I said earlier. He gets lucky, he clips him, and then he finishes him within the round. You need to finish him within the round. It's just not. Or you have your promotional company bake the judges, and you find a way where you can go 12 rounds. But it looks like Fury can just beat the shit out of him. There's one other thing is where he really try to work the judges and make them take away points from Fury for holding or leaning on you. They took away 1 point during the fight. But again, we're talking about
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
yeah,
It's a lot of that.
This guy's fucking
It's a whole lot of that.
stupid.
It's a lot of
Didn't
that.
it hurt Wilder to
Bro,
come in heavy though?
He's
Wilder,
a king. You know what I mean?
Wilder
He
came
is
in-
your king, bro.
Wilder
He's a
came in
warrior.
240, and that was too heavy, right? That fucked him up.
230.
But he was conditioned.
I mean, who knows? Does it? What is it?
He's
Hindsight's
carrying an
always.
extra 60 pounds into the ring.
Who is?
Wilder. 20 that he gained and 40 that he chose to walk in there. Like a weight vest. Okay, we can talk about Tony Romo's contract. We can talk about Barry and Bernie Sanders.
Oh yeah. One thing, real quick, while we're talking about boxing, for boxing fans out there.
Yeah.
Even if you're not a boxing fan, if you want to just see beautiful boxing and fighting, there's a great fight. You can watch the highlights on DAZN. It was Mikey Garcia versus Jesse Vargas, right? And I'm not too familiar with Vargas, but Mikey Garcia has one of the greatest jabs I've ever seen. So Mikey Garcia, I forget what weight they're fighting around, maybe around 140 or something. And Mikey Garcia's jab, the closest thing I can liken it to is a frog's tongue when it's snatching a mosquito out the sky. It is, or like a snake when it lunges. It is completely out of nowhere, right? You'll watch him, and he doesn't have very long arms, so he gets full extension on the jab. His body totally straightens out, and you cannot time it. It's out of nowhere. And if you want to see what a jab does and how a jab affects a fight, you'll see him slowly break down Jesse Vargas with his jab. And he beautifully follows the jab with a straight right hand. I mean, it's gorgeous. You just watch the highlight clip. It's 16 minutes or something like that. Kind of scroll through quick. But if you want to see a real boxing technician who also likes to brawl, go watch those two guys fight on DAZN on YouTube. You just type it in, but it's great. Okay, what do you want to talk about next?
We could talk Harden, Giannis. We could talk.
Let's talk about it. That's some beef.
So, James Harden, my man is just sensitive to me. I don't know. They're doing the All-Star voting. Giannis takes a little swipe, I guess. He drafts. I don't even remember who he drafts over Harden. But he said
Kemba Walker.
Kemba Walker. I want someone on my team who's going to pass.
Yep.
James Harden basically says,
Don't I average more assists than Kemba?
yeah, and then says it's easy to score the way Giannis scores. There's no grace to it. He just goes in and dunks, right?
There's no skill.
No skill.
He goes, I wish I was 7 foot and all I have to do is dunk. There's no skill to that. I have to learn how to play the game of basketball. He's right.
Yeah, I don't.
He's 100% right. I mean, there's far less skill to what Giannis does than to what Harden does. Harden is arguably one of the most skilled players in the history of the game. He's 6'7", and he has the ball on a string. He can hit jumpers from anywhere. He can finish at the rim. He can pass beautifully. It's unbelievable. I mean, Giannis's greatest skill is being 7 feet and having touch and athleticism. Most people at that size are goofy or knock-kneed, or they don't have the handle that you would require to do that. They don't have any kind of jumping ability.
He's
You're
like
just
a
weird.
fucking leopard out there.
Yeah.
Just lean and muscular and bounces.
Yeah.
That's
It's like
the
an
skill.
elk. It's like a fucking elk. I'd eat him. Put some jalapenos on that, man. Real talk.
But that's the skill.
You know what I mean? Say again?
James Harden could just learn defense. You know
Yep.
what I mean? You're so skilled at offense, you don't have to learn defense, and you can still win an MVP. But you're also not going to win a championship that way. So I don't know.
Yeah.
The Rockets are 12-2, and he's not even their best player in the last 15, 16 games. It's Russ.
It's Russ, but here's the reality. Giannis is not going to win a championship either.
You don't think ever?
I mean, if he is, he's got to be the second or third option on a team. You cannot win a championship.
I think he can do it. I think he might do it this year.
What do you say, Shaq, Kobe, the first three?
So the game was different. And back then, bigs could be bigs, and they didn't have to do anything else. You know, it's like the way I equate like the power forward, the old power forward now, it's almost like the old comic. It doesn't want to like learn how to cut clips or like post anything. It's just like, bro, you're a dinosaur. Like the game has changed now. Now you have to do these things. These are requirements. So like if you're a power forward in the league, you have to be able to shoot at the 3 ball. You have to be able to dribble. You have to be able to pass. And Giannis can't shoot well enough consistently in order to be effective in the playoffs. And you saw it in the All-Star game in the fourth quarter, right? In the All-Star game in the fourth quarter, he just couldn't even get a shot off. It wasn't like he was missing. LeBron was getting shots off but missing. Giannis couldn't shoot the ball. And that's what's going to happen to him in the playoffs when the buttholes get real tight, you know, and you have elite defenders playing elite defense on you.
I think they make the finals, and that could happen in the finals. But I think they'll make the finals this year, and I think they could win. The only person I think that can stop him is a healthy Kawhi, or the Clippers in general.
Sure.
LeBron not going to guard him one-on-one enough to really fuck with him.
But no one has to guard him in the playoffs is my point. Like, just let him shoot. You want Giannis to beat you shooting the ball. Like, you treat him like Rondo in the playoffs. That's what I would do. If we lose because Giannis hit 7 threes, if we lose a 7-game series because he went 7 for 10, 4 games shooting threes, then we're supposed to lose, and I can sleep fine doing that. The question is, will he ever become an elite enough shooter or maybe develop an elite enough post game, which requires him to be able to shoot to where he can be effective in the playoffs? And I don't think that he does. I don't know if he has the touch.
I think he can. I see where you're coming from. I think he can. I think he might do it this year.
We'll see.
I think it's Clippers, Lakers in the West, and the Lakers in the finals don't scare me as much as the Clippers in the finals.
I can see him getting to the playoffs in the East because no team is good in the East.
Yeah.
Like, literally, there's no good team in the East. Like,
The Raptors are playing great, but in the playoffs.
Who do they have? They're going to fall apart. Like, there's nobody. What's his fault? Kyle Lowry's asshole is going to get fucking tight. He's going to, not
Pascal
score a couple
balling.
games. Pascal's balling his ass off. That's great. And then
That's why I think they
Fred
can.
VanVleet is going to be your number 3. I mean, the guy's got fucking heart. Don't get me wrong.
The
But
Sixers could be salty in the playoffs, but I actually think they're going to miss
Sixers
Jimmy Butler.
can't hoop. You know what I mean? Like,
In that Game 7 against the Raptors, Jimmy Butler was balling. I think he's the guy in the Game 7 that steps up. I don't think they have that guy. Shake Milton, that was cute. I don't expect that to happen too many more times.
he ain't going to do it. 76ers, they have Embiid, but Embiid doesn't have the fucking mental strength to, like, manage himself in the playoffs.
Simmons can't shoot.
Simmons can't shoot, so you do the same thing you do to Giannis. No, it's just going to be Bucks, Raptors. I guess Celtics are sneaky. I mean, no, we're not talking about Celtics, but if, like, Jason Tatum keeps playing the way he's playing, you know what I mean? Jaylen Brown keeps hooping the way he's hooping. That's tough. That's tough in the playoffs. And you have a guy that can get you 2 or 3. That's the thing. Come playoffs, you need the 2 or 3 guy. Giannis can't guarantee you it. Jason can. LeBron can. Kawhi can. PG-13 can. Giannis cannot.
I do, and maybe it was just nobody knew how to guard him, but I remember him dismantling the Celtics a couple of games in a row in the conference
Yeah, but did you
semifinals.
Did you see what the Raptors did to them?
That was Kawhi, though. Kawhi different. Kawhi can do that to LeBron.
But LeBron can do that to Giannis.
That's what I'd be interested. That would be a fun matchup to see in the finals. LeBron versus Giannis going at it.
And you know what? LeBron doesn't have to save himself for offense anymore because they got that fucking unibrow guy.
Yeah.
That unibrow guy can put 50 on your asshole, and he's going to put 50 on your asshole because Giannis is busy guarding LeBron. And then if Giannis goes over to that unibrow guy, LeBron's going to drop 50 on your asshole. So who are you going to put on both of those guys?
To guard your asshole.
To guard your asshole.
I say leave your asshole exposed whenever you can. But I also think the supporting cast of the Bucks, 1 to 5, 1 to 8, whatever, is better than the Lakers. After LeBron and AD, Kuzma's your third option, and I don't believe in Kuzma.
Yo, Kuzma sucks, bro.
Bro, how you got Jaden Smith's hairstyle? Come on.
Yeah.
Aim higher, yo.
His fits be hit or miss. Huh?
His fist be miss. His hair sucks. And Zion Williamson was bullying this guy. I mean, it was sad. It looked like a father playing his teenage kid that was talking shit in their backyard.
Well, I mean, Zion's going to look that way against a lot of players.
Yeah, but he's not going to look that way against Braun.
Nah, he backed up Braun.
Yeah.
I post up clip of him backing up Braun. There was a beautiful exchange. At the end of the first half,
Yeah.
and it wasn't LeBron on Zion on LeBron, but he does have a clip of him backing up Braun in the post and scoring over him.
And how did he score over him?
Just backed him up, shot it over him, turnaround jumper, little baby, kind of like the baby hook Shaq thing used to do, the little bunny shot. Wasn't that, but it was just power.
And how was it defended by LeBron?
Post, just one arm on him, arm bar.
Did he jump to try to block it?
I don't know if he could, man. Zion is so quick with it. But I think Braun, you know what's interesting? I think about Braun and Zion.
About that. I'm not worried about that.
I think LeBron likes Zion. I don't think he hates him, but I think this is his Kobe, if he's Jordan. This is the guy that's the most like him since him. And they're different games for sure.
Yeah, way
Zion can't pass anything but just in terms of sheer physicality.
Yeah.
Game-wise, I think Luka is LeBron minus the athleticism.
Yeah.
But athletically, Zion is the closest thing we've seen to LeBron in terms of just this guy is fucking fast.
Freak of nature, yeah.
Hop, powerful.
Yeah.
Like shouldn't have the body he has, but he has it.
Yeah.
And I think LeBron takes that a little bit personally in the sense of like competitively, like I'm gonna make sure everybody knows I'm still a fucking guy.
I love it.
You see a little jab step, jump 3-pointer he hit to seal the game?
Yeah.
Beautiful, dude.
I love it. I mean, it was just great.
Do you agree with Stephen A? He said if
No.
KD was in the game, if KD was playing, Nets would be number 2 in the East.
I have to assume that Kyrie would find a way to fuck it up.
Healthy KD, no Kyrie, I believe it.
I have to assume. Yeah, especially in a weak East, man. Holy shit. East is weak. But if KD was playing on any team in the East, you got to give him a shot. But I have to assume Kyrie would find a way to fuck it up. He would find a way to fuck up the chemistry, find a way to piss KD off, find a way to like piss the other players off. He'd find a way, like he did with the Celtics. He would find a way.
And then how do you feel about KD possibly playing in the Olympics? He's out for the season, but he said he wants to play in the Olympics.
I like that.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, give him some reps because you want real reps, and you don't have to play him more than like 20 minutes a game because you have that 12-man roster of just savages.
And there's a weird thing that I don't know if it still happens, but I know the
His
first
game
few
is
years,
great for the Olympics too. It's just,
starting 2008 with the Kobe Redeem team,
yeah,
it elevated a bunch of people's game to play on that level. KD, I remember, played for like the World Championship team in 2010 or something, and then came back kind of a different player. There's a thing that happens with a lot of these guys where they come back better, and that might be good for KD. Not that he has another level he can hit, but it might be good to just knock the rust off if you haven't played all year. Because you're with the alphas. Like we're all working together.
yeah. I think it's really good for him.
So next year should be good for New York a little bit.
We'll see. I mean, Nick's still fucked, but listen, I know we've been going for a while. We've got some stuff to trim, but I think that before we go, I just want to I want to go
I'm sorry, son. It was
fault.
good.
It is his fault. So so there's something I want to touch on that's kind of crazy. This is this Tony Romo contract. For anybody who doesn't know who Tony Romo is, he was a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys.
He's the greatest loser in the history of sports. Nobody has won as much while consistently losing in football as Tony Romo.
Wow, that's interesting. You mean like lose when it matters?
They talk about it on the ticket, so it's not like I'm the first person that thought about this,
Yeah.
but like the guy won 2 playoff games his entire career. And I don't think it's his fault. I think his supporting cast was bad, blah, blah, blah. But this guy gets all the fucking the spoils of a victor. He's got the biggest broadcasting contract in NFL history. He retires. The whole city of Dallas celebrates him to no end. He fucking starts for the Mavericks one game. Like, This guy gets celebrated, and he's playing golf whenever the fuck he wants to, potentially missing games to go golf in tournaments. Like, he might not broadcast games if he's good enough to make the cut of a golf tournament that he wants to play in, which he never will be. But if he actually wins for once, they'll just let him miss a game or two.
So he's getting a $17 million a year contract to call the games for whom?
CBS with Jim Nantz.
For CBS with Jim Nantz. The average player in the NFL makes $4 million a year, right? I think we calculated that last week. I cannot for the life of me figure out how this is worth it. He's not the reason anybody watches the game. Like most people, when they watch football, they're at a bar. They don't even hear the volume, right? They're busy licking buffalo sauce off their fingers. And then they're just watching the game in between getting drunk with their buddies.
I think like a lot of football fans who are like fans, they want to hear the announcing.
Hey, great. That's cute. They don't want to hear it that bad.
I disagree.
I think they've run the numbers on this because they had Phil Simms, who nobody liked, with Jim Nantz.
Okay.
And I think they had to see some kind of bump. And the competition in the AFC hasn't been incredible.
They think that the bump was to Romo?
Yeah, so I know this is a little different than announcing, but it's almost like saying the TMT halftime show. Like, I feel whatever they ask for, pay them. Because I look forward to the fucking halftime show coming on.
You're talking about inside the NBA.
Inside the NBA, yeah. So with Romo, I've never heard of anybody talking about an announcer of a football game. So the fact that he's...
But you have heard them talking about Romo before this?
No,
Before the contract, did you ever hear them saying Tony Romo's good?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's people in general talk about how good he is announcing the game. So
let's try to be objective, because I think it's absolutely stupid if you're just talking about like, is this a smart or dumb thing to do? But let's try to be objective about. Let's play some Moneyball with this. Every week, Tony Romo calls some play. It ends up happening. Somebody puts it on Twitter. Excuse me, it goes viral. There is a dollar amount that you can attribute to that type of exposure in PR. So maybe they looked at it like, wow, we're getting 1 million unique views or something like that a week that we wouldn't be getting. Wow, people are tuning into this thing that we wouldn't get. Maybe it's worth $17 million. I don't think it is. I think it's an egregious waste of money. But maybe they've run the numbers and they thought that that is his value.
I also think...
I can't fathom, but...
And I didn't agree. There's a weird subset of fans in every sport who shits all over all the announcers. Unless you're really bad, I don't notice. Like, you got to be really bad for me to be like, oh, this guy sucks.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of fans in every sport who really fucking pick apart announcers. And a lot of those guys, for whatever reason, love Romo. And if it comes down to Aikman and Joe Buck or Romo and Nance, there's a number of people who... One guy tweeted it, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then I read his comments, and a bunch of people were like, yeah, if I see Romo's doing a game, I'm going to go to that game over the NFC game.
So now when you have 2 games or 3 games going on at the same time, it's like, hey, that might be the difference maker of, oh, which one do I stay on and watch longer?
You know what? I mean, look, I'll take the L if I'm wrong. I just had no clue that anybody could watch football for the announcers. I thought it was such a peripheral additive. Like that people could not give a fuck. I care about the replays way more than I care about the announcer.
Most A teams are good. Aikman and Buck, good. Nance and Romo, great. What the Monday Night team's terrible, but like typically any A team of any sport that I watch, I'm fine with it. When you get like the fucking B and C guys that are doing the Tampa Bay Bucks games, that's brutal. Right. But like, I'm with you for the most part. That's not making me tune into a game or out of the game.
And viewership is down, so it's like anything you can to increase viewership. They probably inflated the number a little bit, and I'm pretty sure he negotiated well. He's like, yo, have you ever heard of any announcer being talked about as much as me? He probably went over to Fox, went over to a few places.
Right.
Go sheer number of tweets with my name in it.
He'd be like, yo,
he doesn't do the predicting plays as much anymore. Something tells me teams are like, what the fuck are you doing? Something tells me that was happening. What do you mean? Just like, probably they tell you a thing or two in these meetings, and... I'm sure sometimes he can just tell just by looking. I also think 1 or 2 times he probably heard something in a meeting and then said, oh, this is going to be this play. This is my theory, at least. And teams were like, what the fuck are you doing? Stop it. Because he doesn't...
Talk about the meeting thing.
They have, before the game on Sunday, maybe Saturday, Friday, whatever, they'll meet with a bunch of players from both teams and talk to them. If you ever watch a game, they're like, yeah, we talked to Romo, or Tony Romo will be like, oh, yeah, we talked to Tom Brady the other day, and he said, this is a game where we want to establish the run, or whatever. They have meetings with these players. Like, that's just a thing they've been doing for as long as I've been watching football. And they might have been saying, hey, and we might try to do this thing and this look, because Romo doesn't do the predicting nearly as much. But that first weekend, he predicted play after play after play after play. And then everybody's mind automatically, first of all, you're so much better than Phil Simms. You're already a win. Now you're predicting plays like fucking Nostradamus. Yeah. Oh, my God, this guy's amazing. But he chilled on that. But I think that one thing established him as like, this is a guy. This is one of the best to do it.
Huh.
And now he's chilled on that, so I don't. But again,
So why are we listening if he's chilled on that? I thought that was what he does.
people
He just
still
predicts
love
the
him.
play.
I think he did that like early on, and people were like, "This is the guy. I love this guy," and he will still give you insights, but like he won't predict the play nearly as much now.
He developed cachet that quick.
Shit. All right, get your money. I'm
yeah,
not
get
hating
your
on someone.
money,
Get
yeah.
money. Like I
It
just
don't
don't
make sense to me
understand it.
either,
Yeah,
but I'm trying to make sense of it. But like, I think he does make a difference if I don't care about two teams, maybe. And if
Yeah.
I'm like, I got nothing to do. Let me watch football.
know
Maybe I'll
what?
choose the.
I just think he negotiated real
Maybe
well.
he
Like,
definitely
yo,
negotiated well.
This is what they're gonna give
And
me.
he
over
had
there, what
leverage
you
because
gonna do?
ESPN wanted him.
Yeah.
Maybe I've just been like conditioned by the Knicks to block out the reporters because Clyde Frazier is so fucking awful at calling the game. Like, it's just so painful to listen to him go razzled and dazzled and the neophyte and all these fucking words that he looks like he just learned, But it's like, I do not care at all about an announcer, and I never listen to an announcer what they fucking say. Like, ever.
I care. I think Van Gundy's great. I think Doris Burke is great.
Yeah, Doris is good. They're good. But, like, I could easily enjoy the game without them. Like, I don't need... The only reason I want them there is to, like, give me some breaking news. Like, I don't need you to tell me what's happening. He dribbled the ball at the court. Thanks, Doris.
Yeah, I don't. I'm in between you and those guys. I really enjoy listening to Van Gundy. I don't give a fuck if Reggie Miller.
Van
is
Gundy's
not
great.
good.
He's got just such a great personality. I think with football, there's so much downtime that it's actually a valuable position. With basketball,
Also
since
true.
it's like a moving sport, you're constantly in motion. You have less responsibility. There's just like this, like you could just kind of say what's happening. You don't need to have these wild takes. Like I don't think Mark Jackson is that great. Do you think he's that great?
Hands down, man down's hot, but that's about it.
You know what I
Mama,
mean?
there
Like,
goes that man. That's fun.
maybe when he was hitting on somebody's wife. Who was it? LeBron's wife.
Oh,
That shit
damn,
was wild.
Yeah, that was.
Oh
wild.
yeah.
I'd tap that ass. What did he say? He didn't say something like that.
He said something wild.
Yeah, it was a little.
He said
it was a
something
little
wild.
crazy.
Doris Burke had a flagrant thing. He said, look the fucking something on. It was like Zion or something. We should look it up on Twitter. Also, we need to do some commentating on our own. Some flagrant commentary would be fun.
Let's do
I
it.
think there's a Twitch thing or something we can do with that, but we need to do some flagrant commentating.
Give them a reason to care about the announcers.
Yo, you're not wrong, my guy. You're not wrong.
Yeah. Actually, assholes, tweet in or comment. I'm so old. If you use Twitch or you would like to see us on Twitch announcing games, let's see what the people say. Yeah.
That's a good idea. Let's do that.
Guys, anything else before we bring this episode to a close?
No, I'm good.
Good. Okay. Very curious to see how we put this episode together. Saw that exhale? I mean, we started the episode 15 different times in the beginning.
It was pretty crazy.
It is very crazy. But
Sometimes too flagrant, sometimes just bombing all around.
just
So,
bombing all around.
I think we hit our groove, though. I think we got it.
I
got
think
our
we
groove
needed
back.
that. Yeah, we needed that. Anyway, we love y'all, man. We'll see you Patreon this Friday. Looking forward to it. Peace. Keep it tight.